Peace, peace, black people. Welcome to Yemima's World, the Jelly Moose's Cafe. We are our ancestors. I am your hostess, Yemima. As always, it's good to be black in the land of the living once again. We are on day 6 of honoring Black August. And before I forget, like, share, and subscribe. Share this education with some other folks that may not know anything about Black August, and let them learn some stuff. Learn them folks some stuff. All right, so what we got for Black August on today? You can see the picture there is of the Jamaican flag. And so today we are honoring Jamaica on August the 6th. They got their independence in 1962 from Great Britain. Now, we just talked about Nelson Mandela yesterday, who was imprisoned in 1962. And while they were locking up the black man in Africa in 1962, they were setting the black folks free in Jamaica in 1962. So on today, they are celebrating in Jamaica with the parades and the dances and the food, and they are having a very, very good time. They're waving the Jamaican flag. What you can see there is green, gold, and black. Of course, the gold is for the sunshine in Jamaica. And the green is for the lush greenery, the scenery that you see there. And of course, the black is for the black pride in Jamaica. That's it for the Jamaican accent. All right, so we are honoring Jamaica today and acknowledging and remembering they got their independence from Great Britain in 1962. It is unfathomable for me to understand. I can't understand how there were people still, or countries still, getting their freedom from Great Britain in the 1960s. That's just absolutely crazy. And people want to think that slavery was so long ago because they don't look at what people are going through as slavery. They want to think about chattel slavery, and that's not the only kind of slavery. So they just got their independence from Great Britain in 1962. Now, what I did not know, I was reading up on Jamaica. Jamaica is, I want to find the information so I get it right. I want to get it right. So Jamaica used to be inhabited by the Taino culture, the people of the Taino people. It's an island country in the Caribbean, of course. And prior to the Spanish people conquering Jamaica, they was inhabited by the Taino people. And then Great Britain kind of pushed the Spanish people out and took over Jamaica. And I believe the word Jamaica, I had that because I wanted to tell you what it means. Should have been more prepared. The indigenous people, the Taino people, call the island, and I can't pronounce, I guess it's Jamaica. It's just spelled with an X in their language, and it means land of wood and water because, of course, you know it's by the water. And then once the Spanish took over, and then Great Britain took over, and in the 1600s, and I realized this, or I read this, in the 1600s in Jamaica, mid 1600s, the Great Britain, they started bringing over Irish people to Jamaica, and they didn't bring them over as quote unquote slaves. They were brought over as indentured servants, kind of like it was here in the United States. Prior to enslaving Africans, they had indentured servants to come over from Great Britain. So Great Britain was sending Irish people over to Jamaica, which is why we have that. Their dialect is very similar. If you listen to an Irish person talk and a Jamaican person talk, their dialect is very, very similar. And so, the Irish were not enslaved; they were indentured servants, so they worked out of a contract. But their kinship to the Jamaicans, they got along, And there are some African Americans or some Pan Africanists who are of Jamaican descent who share also Irish ancestry. Marcus Garvey, I didn't know. Marcus Garvey is one of our heroes and one of our ancestors who says he has Irish ancestry. Now, here in the States, the relationship between the Irish and African Americans was slightly different. They came here right after the Civil War to the Jim Crow South, and the relationship was not well received amongst the Irish people and the African Americans. But the thing about it is, white Americans didn't like the Irish either. And they didn't like them because they were not from here, they were not from England, and they were Catholic. So think back if you've seen the Sinners movie, where Remick is telling Preacher Boy about how they came and destroyed their culture as well. And so, yeah, the Irish people's culture was kind of destroyed too by Great Britain. And when they came to Jamaica, they kind of blended, a lot of things that Jamaicans do, they picked up from the Irish, and a lot of things that the Irish do, they picked up from the Jamaicans. So, yeah, so rock on, Jamaica, celebrate your independence. Love it, love it, love it. All right, that's it. So until next time, you know the drill. Love yourself, love each other. Give yourself some grace, give each other some grace. Honor your ancestors. They will honor you. We are our ancestors. Until next time, family. Peace.